Okay, and welcome back to another graphic novel review. My name is Mark. I work for the Kingston Libraries, and I am doing a review on a graphic novel called The Boys, Volume 1, Name of the Game. The Boys series has just debuted on Amazon, and is a very dark title in a lot of ways. So I wouldn't recommend this book for anyone under 16 because there is a lot of aggression, maybe even 18 to some of it. Think Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels meets the Avengers and you won't go far wrong. That's the art style you're kind of looking at here. So one of the main characters is actually based on Simon Pegg, which is quite interesting. Done by Garth, Ennis and Darick Robertson, who have done a lot of good kind of gritty sci-fi and fantasy-esque graphic novels in their time, and this one is no different. Several different volumes. And it was one of those book series that when it was coming out, I had to get every single one as soon as it came out. Because it was just fantastic and kept me hooked. Very good humour, very dark humour. And the setting for the world is that the world does possess superpowers, so superpowered individuals, but it takes a very kind of realistic, or in I said Garth Ennis's view, of realistic view as to what would happen if humans actually had superpowers. So instead of being these paragons of virtue, these noble kind of warriors and dark villains, they're celebrities. You know, they are the rich, they are the wealthy. Being a superhero comes with sponsorship, public eye, visibility, and a lot of money. But with that money, they take drugs, drink a lot of alcohol, sleep with various different women, and generally cause society a problem. And it's the boys' job to be the police force for these superheroes. So, if you rob a bank or, commit murder, it's not really their business. But if you're a superhero and you commit a felony, that's when the boys get involved. And their main leader, the Butcher, is a very kind of no-nonsense sort of guy. He kind of takes the British thug aesthetic to a whole new level, and just outright murders a lot of the so-called heroes in the setting. And it's one of his things. He has a kind of a vendetta against superheroes that he cannot enforce legally, except for being as part of the boys. So that's how he gets his anger and his revenge out on the superhero and community for the things that they've done wrong. Simon Pegg's character, Wee Huey, is the latest member of the boys' crew. And he is Butcher's attempt, because Butcher is their leader, and he is Butcher's attempt at bringing a sense of normality to the boys. So Wee Huey has his own axe to grind with the superhuman communities, but he's just a regular guy, just used to work a 9-to-5 desk job and whatever. So he is the kind of heart and soul of the boys. Then you have the Frenchie. He is a Frenchman whose life never really gets explained overly much in the boys. Here's your typical kind of French revolutionary, and again has his own axe to grind. Each one of their powers is exactly the same. They all have superhuman strength and durability. They don't have any other powers, so they have to base themselves on their own combat abilities. Except for maybe Mother's Milk. I'll explain that in a moment. Next to Wee Huey is the female, who is the only female version of the boys. She never speaks, but she's one of the most aggressive and powerful fighters on their team. And then you have Mother's Milk, who gets his superpowers in a very unusual way, but has a similar power set to everyone else. And I won't spoil how he gets his powers because it's one of one of the twists to the storyline and explained later on in the book. They face off predominantly against their universe's version of the Justice League. So they have a Superman-esque character called Homelander, who is constantly sort of at odds with the things that Butcher does to punish superheroes in the community. And Homelander is his kind of polar opposite, because he is the head of the heroes. He's the one in charge and tells the heroes what to do, kind of thing, because he's the strongest, he's the most powerful. He's, I say, the Superman character. And they have their version of the Flash, they have their version of Wonder Woman, the version of the Martian. So it's quite funny to see Garth Ennis's take on what he thinks, what really would be how they would react if if normal humans were given superpowers. And it's really quite good. And I say it's quite a long series. There's a lot of volumes to it. So once you get into this one, there's plenty to read, and it eventually leads to quite a twist and quite an ending that's really worth reading. If I say that you enjoy the book again, Amazon has done a TV series. I haven't personally watched it myself, but I hear it's quite popular. So yeah, I say if you like your grim, gritty, childish, almost schoolboy humour mixed in with I say Avengers and Lock, Stock 2 Smoking Barrels kind of logic, with some quite nice and grim and sort of gritty artwork, then I think The Boys is for you. Okay, thank you.